Hi Sage, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a reading for you for the month of September 2023. This can resonate for Sagittarius rising, Sun, Moon, and Venus signs. Today I'll be using the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. I am also using the Tarot. I am using the Angel Answers Oracle deck for advice, maybe, yes, maybe. And I'm also using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for advice. And I may use the Messenger Oracle. These are a couple of the decks that have been calling to me lately. But within each reading, some of them call to me more than others. So I'll be deciding which ones I'm using as we go along. So let's jump into your reading. The first card we have is Restore and Replenish. All right, so you're resting. If you aren't resting, you're being advised to rest. Storing up your energy, reserving your energy. Maybe you're going to be using your energy for something big, but it feels like a quiet before the storm. It feels like a moment of solace, a moment of peace, a moment of solitude. Are you going to be needing that energy for something? We'll see. And then we have, if you're a regular on this channel, you know that this is my favorite card from this deck, Going Beyond Normal. All right, so I love talking about this card because it has been such a healing card for me in my own personal journey when I have used this deck for more like personal readings. This card has visited me several times, and within my network of friends, like really close friends, this card has come out. So we've all really been like working with our versions of normal and what normal means to each of us, and how that word will continue to evolve in our personal lives, in our relationships, and in all of the little facets that make up our life. So work, fitness, all that good stuff, diet. It's identifying what normal is to you and then going beyond. Identifying what is normal, what they tell you is normal, and then going beyond that to find out what normal is to you. Because my version of normal, for example, may be extremely different from your version of normal. But to me, I do this every day. This is no big deal. So it's kind of like that energy where you realize that something you do or something that you're about to do is a little bit different, and being fully okay with that. Like, I am completely okay with how this is going to be perceived, how I'm going to be perceived, how this is going to be talked about, how I will possibly be talked about. It's okay. I'm completely accepting that taking on the challenge of deviating from what is normal in society also exposes me to criticism that I may not have received if I stayed within the confines of what people identified as normal for me. A mouthful, but that's what this card is. Going beyond what they tell you is achievable or what is digestible. Finding your own, like, what is normal to you. And then we have Pandora's Gift, which is, this card is so beautiful and I love the energy of this card. It is an unboxing of your gifts, unboxing of abilities. Probably you are, let's just say this Pandora's box could look like doing something or realizing that you have a gift that you've never really shared with anybody before. You have a skill that you've never really shared with anyone before. You can do a particular thing that you've never really advertised or shared, but you can do it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you are an expert at this thing, but it's you have an aptitude that makes it somewhat easier for you than other people, and you're discovering that. And that process looks like trial and error, and that process looks like can include some failures, it can include some successes. It's gonna look like a barrage of things, because guess what? This is a new gift. You're trying to figure out how it works. You're trying to figure out how you're gonna work it. So maybe you're doing something for the first time, or realizing, sorry for the blur. I just can't really like have you guys all in my business like that. So I blurred out my apartment. YouTube is a strange place and I am a strange girl. I have to protect myself. But yes, back to you. Pandora's box. Maybe if I hold the cards steady enough, they will not be subject to the blur. Yeah. I want you guys to see it. This person is unboxing something and they are stunned. They're like, this was always here? I could always do this? This always lived inside of me? This is amazing. I could put this mask on and be a completely different person. I found this mask and it's so beautiful. Like I had this in my closet. That's how I interpret this card. And it feels like that. Like it feels like you're looking inside yourself and like perhaps saying like, I could have always done this. I always had this skill. I always had the aptitude to do this. This feels great. And you know how sometimes when you're discovering new aspects of yourself, you have to deal with the people who have known you in a certain way thus far, and you're already dealing with the discovery of what you need to deal with and like digesting how that is going to transform you as a person. But then you have to deal with the people and what the people have to say. And that's where I feel like releasing allegiances comes out, because these two cards came out like this, literally like this, like fell on the table like this. It feels like as you are discovering deeper parts of yourself, you're either having to shed associations that have boxed you into how they imagine you to be, what they imagine that you are able to achieve. Or some of you, this is just you doing this to yourself, releasing the self-limiting beliefs that you've had about what you're capable of, what you can do, how you are allowed to transform. But this is shedding some stuff. Like you're discovering some stuff about yourself and you're having to shed some beliefs or some people. I don't know, it's going to be different for each of you in the collective, but I get this energy of the more I discover about me is almost like the more I have to remove myself from people who are boxing me into like a previous version that I'm trying to expand from. Doesn't mean that I don't love that previous version. It just means that I'm growing and I'm bigger now. Like I can't fit in that state anymore. I've outgrown it, like a little, like baby clothes. Like they're constantly outgrowing stuff. So are we. And some of you guys, this is going to be a talk that you're having with yourself. Like you don't have to keep yourself stuck into ways that you've identified yourself in the past. It's like permission to allow self-evolution, permission to be a new thing, permission to take up space in a new way, permission to allow your identity to be formed, permission to not attach any outward accolade to who you are, because the process of life includes continuous evolution. So really and truly, you never know who you are, because that's always in a state of flux and transition as you grow. And the point of being a human being is to grow. So anyway, let's get back to the reading. First card we have in the tarot is the Three of Cups. Second card we have is the Emperor. Third card we have is the Six of Wands. All right, so recognition. Feels like this is you. I'm going to read you as the Emperor right here. This is not your usual energy. This is Aries energy, but for some reason, some of you guys may be stepping into a role where you have to either be assertive, be the planner, take control of something, orchestrate something. It feels like you're stepping into this very assertive energy in September. Or if this is not resonating for you guys in September, maybe some of you guys, this has already happened. Some of you guys, this will happen in October. But whatever you're doing, feels like you are taking control. We have the Three of Cups, which is your social circle, your soul tribe, your friends, could even be siblings, just connections that you have, people who you eat, drink, share, laugh with. And then we have this, which is, are you being recognized within a group or community? That's how this feels. Let's get some clarification. Bottom of the deck, we have your cards here showing up in your reading. Clarify the Six of Wands. What's the Six of Wands for Sagittarius? You could be in the spotlight, or you could be in the public eye for something. You're being recognized for something in the month of September. Clarify the Six of Wands. We have the Page of Swords. So it's either it's almost like people are recognizing you. People are curious about what it is that you are doing in the public eye. People are trying to find out more information on what it is that is going on with you, what you're doing, what you're up to, what you're planning, what you're being recognized for. Like whatever you're putting out into the public is getting a lot of curiosity, it feels like. People are intrigued. Clarify the Emperor. And maybe that's why going beyond normal is here, because maybe whatever you're doing is not like you. Maybe it's uncharacteristic of you. Maybe it's a little bit different. Clarify the Emperor. Ten of Wands. So you have a lot of work to do. Looks like you're very busy. Looks like you have your fair share of responsibilities. Could even be feeling a little bit burnt out or burdened by some things that you have to do, which is why Restore and Replenish is here. A lot of hard work is being put into something. Clarify the Three of Cups. Page of Pentacles. So there's some kind of opportunity within like friends, group of people, networks and association, parties, soul tribe. It's like there's some kind of opportunity here within your network or your community of friends. I don't know, maybe you're like planning something with friends. Maybe your friends are giving you some kind of opportunity. But whatever it is, it feels like you have a lot on your plate in September, and there are lots of people who are in your energy because they are very curious about what exactly is happening in this Three of Cups, Page of Pentacles situation. So next card we have is the Hierophant, a commitment, Six of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. So it feels like you're no longer in confusion. Like you're no longer confused. You're no longer in fantasy land. You're no longer like, it feels like you know what to commit to, what to do. Clarify the Hierophant. Hierophant is clarified by the Devil. So could this be you were obsessing about something, obsessing about how something was going to play out, obsessing about how to maybe do something, obsessing about, some of you guys obsessing about receiving advice on something, obsessing about an attachment. But you're coming out of that energy. Clarify the Six of Cups. Clarify the Seven of Cups. There we go. You're coming out of some kind of confusion. This could be related to your material life and just like your work and opportunities. It's like, I know what to do now. All of a sudden I'm clear. I'm no longer confused. I know what path to take. I know how to do something. I don't need 10 million people giving me advice on how they did it and whatever. I know what works for me and what I'm gonna do. Figuring out my own normal. Figuring out what normal is to me. Clarify the Ten of Swords. There we go. The world. And the end of a chapter. The end of being in like, okay, I may try this and I may try this and I may try that. Now you know the way. You know the direction. You know the way. You don't need a ton of people in your ear telling you what to do, telling you how to do it. You finally figured out the way. And maybe this is like you're finding out how to make money. You're trying to, like, let's just say, for example, you're trying to find out how to monetize a skill. You're trying to find out how to monetize a talent. All these people have all these ways that it has worked for them in the past. September is when you figure out, like, I hear you and I respect how it worked for you, but this is how it works for me. And this is what I'm gonna do. And this is what makes the most sense for Sag. So now that we are all clear, let's move on. So moving into the next row, King of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Are you working on an idea? Is this even you? Clarify the King of Cups. Because you came up as the Emperor before. Clarify the King of Cups. The Fool. Clarify the Page of Wands. Choice. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. The Sun. All right, let me just tell you right now, whatever you're working on, Sagittarius, in September is about to be very successful. So, and I don't feel like I need to tell you not to give up because you're almost there. You've put in 8 pentacles so far, which makes me know that you've been working tirelessly at something and you're probably putting on the final touches. This is where somebody specializes in something. Like they've been working and now they've gotten to the sweet spot of their craft. And this is, let's just say, for example, you're doing something new. You're doing something for the first time, going beyond your version of normal, Pandora's box. You found a new skill set, let's just say. You've been doing your own research. You've been doing your own planning. You've been doing your own work. And at this point, which is why you're like, okay, I'm done with like all the unsolicited advice, all the things. Like I've collected all the information and seen what I needed to see. And now I get to perfect this how I want to do this. And that's going to be what gives you the success that you are looking for, because you're not trying to do it in anybody else's way. You're trying to do it in your way, in a way that makes sense to you, that works for you. All right, we have the King of Cups and the Fool. So having a new beginning or a new start or taking a risk. Probably some of you is taking an emotional risk. Some of you guys, this will be, let's just say this is a relationship situation that you're dealing with. Making a choice. The Lovers and the Page of Wands on a specific idea that you like, on a specific person that you like. It feels like the work that you put into something in September is going to matriculate into something else. And there's nothing that I love more than my work turning into something. I hate feeling like I wasted time, energy, effort. So I love this for you. It feels like whatever you're dealing with, you're taking a risk in doing something maybe for the first time, and it feels like it's going to be successful just based off the fact that you're doing this because you need it to work for you, not for anybody else. And you're releasing yourself from the attachment and the approval of everybody else and what everybody else has had to advise and say. And I feel like that's where you get your success. So whether this be a person or a project, I feel like you're heading in the right direction. Let's get some advice from the angels. Angels, what's your advice for Sagittarius in September 2023? You won't believe the first card. You will not believe the first card. You won't believe that. I love when the cards just clarify the reading like this. The first card, remember, You got the Emperor, and I told you that the Emperor meant that you are in a very assertive energy. You're like putting something together, you're taking charge, you're taking control. Well, the advice, the first card that the angels have for you is be assertive. So now is the time to take action. Now is the time to take the reins, to take control. Second card we have is communicate clearly. So speak, share with others. It's not the time to hermit and like be just with yourself. It's time to get out there, talk, speak, communicate with this person, communicate the idea that you're communicate for the job, communicate for the opportunity, whatever it is. Last card we have is don't stop. So whatever you're doing, it feels like you are on the right path, Sagittarius. That's what this whole reading feels like to me. Like whatever you're doing, keep doing it. If you needed to hear it, you're definitely doing something right. And I feel like it is all centered around new discoveries and new things that you're allowing yourself and giving yourself permission to expand into. So I'm going to leave you here. I hope this was helpful. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And as always, thank you so much for watching.